On to our second topic, because now we have news. Jared Leto has been officially cast as Skeletor in the upcoming Masters of the Universe movie. Now, by the power of Grayskull, Jared Leto become a jacked up, cranially exposed supervillain. Now, my thing is, does he have to become jacked up? Because when I look at Jared Leto pretty much looks like he's in great shape. I also think that he's in his 50s, but still looks relatively young. So I don't know what kind of sorcery is going on, but you one of those rare white folks that don't age like rotten milk. So according to Deadline, Jared Leto, has been in many a movie like House of Gucci and Dallas Buyers Club, which he got the Oscar for. And he is currently about to start in Tron Ares, which is coming out in 2025, I believe. We haven't heard much about that movie, but I have seen online stills, and I'm like, it looks pretty cool. And I love the fact that we have Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross doing the music. And I am a fan of their. I think they do well, even though like the music industry is in the shitter, and he has stated that. I do think that him behind the scenes scoring music is definitely where he needs to stay, because that's like where you make good money doing it, and you get to be creative. So yeah, he's been confirmed as the role of Skeletor, having initially been linked to the project back in September. Others now aboard include Sam C. Wilson from the House of the Dragon as Trapjaw, Hafthor Bjornsson from the Northmen as Goatman, and Kojo Ata in the Gray as Triclops. Now, the primary antagonist for the Masters of the Universe franchise, Skeletor is a powerful and cunning sorcerer, serving as the arch nemesis of our hero He-Man, played by the previously announced Nicholas Galitzine, one of Skeletor's key henchmen. Trapjaw is a recurring villain in the franchise, known for his cybernetic enhancements and versatile weaponry. Goatman is a minor villain, known for his goat-like appearance and association with Skeletor's forces, while Triclops is one of Skeletor's most resourceful and tech-savvy henchmen, a skilled swordman who's a master of surveillance and technology. Now, as previously reported, we have Alison Brie on board as Evelyn. Also, Idris Elba is playing Man-at-Arms. And to me, I'm liking the idea of this. Now, hold on. I want to show you a picture of the other cast members that was mentioned. So I'm definitely liking this so far because, when I first heard about Jared Leto, because I couldn't think of it, I was like, who are they going to pick to be Skeletor? I could not, for the life of me, see any actor since, because, even though I know the original movie with Dolph Lundgren is kind of cheesy, I do like that movie. And I thought Frank Langella did a phenomenal job as Skeletor. He ate in that role, even though the movie was what it was. It's funny, I was like, you get those theatrical type of actors and stuff who would jump into something and they'll really give you like impeccable stage, like they're in the theater, like they'll give you A-list pristine acting even in the shittiest of films, and we've seen it happen many a times where it'll be like the actor was good in it but the movie was crap. That's what a good actor is supposed to do. So even though it was like my childhood and it was from the 80s, and yeah, you can kind of look at it and see how cheesy the original film was, I do like the idea that it feels like that they're taking this movie really seriously. They're picking a lot of really good actors. Some of these other actors that they mentioned here that's next to Jared Leto, I have no idea who they are. I've never really seen them. And well, I did see The Northman. That's not true. But can't remember exactly who was, all the people's other. The only one I remember from Northman was Alexander Skarsgård. And he definitely did a great, he did great in that role. And I don't necessarily remember it because I only saw it one time. But yeah, and then House of the Dragon, I mean, I've seen that. But I'm not to be no shade, but House of the Dragon, I was kind of disappointed with season 2. I'm hoping they do it better. But yeah, I was like, when looking back at them, it's like you can't remember every damn character. They all look the same to me when you be watching House of the Dragon. So the only ones I remember is like Rhaenys and Rhaenyra and all, and some of the other characters up in there. But all the other characters, I just be like, okay, y'all all look the same to me, Chad. So watching this, I'm really excited to see what they're gonna do with this film. Now I do hope, because the last one we always said was relatively cheesy. With this film, I'm really hoping they take more of a fantasy, action, serious approach. I'm talking about like bringing it into the world of like a Dungeons and Dragons, having that overall look. Or speaking of which, House of the Dragon, have it kind of have that aesthetic, or a Lord of the Rings type of vibe, like the Rings of Power. Season one was like, but season two definitely elevated itself and has become the better show now. So I'm really hoping they kind of go into that direction and we spend more time on Eternia versus bringing it into the United States, or not even the United States, into Earth, I should say. It's like a whole other planet. Bring it to the different, instead of bringing it to the planet Earth, because they did that with the original movie. They took us on planet Earth. We spent more time there than Eternia. I would really love to see how they world build Eternia, the politics, how, what goes on in that world, the war, and seeing all the cool action sequences. Because I would definitely love to see how that all pans out and see like the different even the villains is up in here, the people who are the henchmen to Skeletor, their different personalities, and I just want to see that detail played out into that. Like I literally want to see my childhood toys come to life. Because I told y'all, and I'll tell you again, when I was a kid, I had Gray Skull, I had Snake Mountain, and we had like the rival houses, and I would build like little and all my toys and stuff. Pretty much would use my entire floor in my bedroom, have like my little toys and my homes, and all the little homes and tents, and I would build all kinds of really cool stuff to be like these are the people that live within the town in between the both sides of Eternia and Castle Grayskull. And we'd have our little wars, and I could bring all my toys in it. So I'd be bringing in my He-Mans, I would have my Ninja Turtles, I would have all my toys. We'd be cross pollinating with the toys because like whatever toys was coming in, y'all was coming on our side, and we was gonna fight the other side. So I got really creative when it was in my childhood with all my toys and stuff. So seeing like something from my childhood being made into like an action movie, like it's really happening. I'm so excited to see what they're going to be doing with this film. I cannot wait to see it. And speaking of which, I know some people are probably a little hesitant about what's his name, Nicholas Galitzine, but let me show you a picture of him. So this boy been hitting the gym. He's already dyed his hair. The hair is blonde, and he is jacked. So yeah, it's not a really good photo that you can see, but it's like look, you get to see the outline. Those arms is arming. The boy definitely been eating a lot and hitting the gym. So he has, and I'm sure he's pretty tall in real life. So he's bulking up. What he needs to do, and they probably told him grow out your hair so we can give you the blonde, or y'all can go the whole Chris Hemsworth route where put a wig on him. Or you could add a little extra extensions or whatever in there to make his hair longer and fuller than what it is. Unless you're going to keep his hair like that. But everybody's saying like they don't know how they're going to work out the whole Prince Adam versus He-Man situation. You're going to get two different actors, or you're just going to have him like as regular Prince Adam. Look, if James Gunn could actually, for the first time in history, and based on the commercial or the trailer that we saw, make Clark Kent and Superman look like two completely different people without just the glasses. Like when you looked at David Corn Sweat during the trailer, and you literally saw how they made him look completely different. His hair looked longer and messier. He had the glasses on. He literally did look like a completely different person. Clark did not look like he could be Superman. Where it's like, oh yeah, the only difference is we have to suspend our disbelief and put on the glasses, and all of a sudden he's completely different. He's not Superman. If they could find a way to make that work with this guy here, then I'm definitely here for it. But to wrap this up, it says that based on the iconic Mattel franchise, Masters of the Universe plot is being kept under wraps. Travis Knight is directing from a script by Chris Butler. David Callahan and Aaron and Adam Nee worked on the initial draft. Previously in development at Sony and Netflix, thank God, because Sony has been horrible lately with their track record. And Netflix is a dime a dozen when they get a good damn movie that they pop up on their damn streamer. And they probably would have threw it directly to streaming. But look, I was like, look, the first time in a long time, they actually had a good movie that I was relatively enjoying on their streamer. And that was Carry On. But I guess it'll be another decade plus before we get another one. So I don't hold my breath when it comes to Netflix and good stuff. So I'm glad that Netflix is not a part of it. So they said the film is being produced by Escape Artists and Mattel Films for release exclusively in theaters worldwide on June 5th, 2026. Now, centered on the battle between the heroic He-Man, the universe's most powerful man, and the evil Skeletor, the Masters of the Universe franchise was introduced by way of a line of popular action figures in 1982. A year later, the animated series He-Man and the Masters of the Universe premiered, becoming one of the first children's programs to be syndicated on television during its two-season run. Several other film and television adaptations followed, and today the franchise continues to span such consumer touchpoints as toys and video games. Now, an Academy Award winner recently seen in Haunted Mansion, We Crashed, and House of Gucci, Leto plays the title role in Disney's Tron Ares, which is slated for release on October 10th, 2025. In recent months, he's also signed on to Kent Powers' Lunatic Heist at Searchlight and entered talks to join Barry Levinson's JFK thriller Assassination. Why are we doing another JFK damn movie? How many of those are we going to do? If y'all want to watch a JFK movie, watch JFK with Oliver Stone. Like, why do we have to continue to keep making JFK stuff? But anyway, then it gives a whole Oh, so I was like, when they said Bjornsson, who we was talking about on the show, he's an Icelandic strongman, and he played the Mountain on Game of Thrones. Now I know who he is. I'm like, wait, what? He does look familiar, but I don't remember. So he played the Mountain on Game of Thrones, which didn't the Mountain kill Pedro Pascal in the episode when of Game of Thrones? So I think that's where the Mountain's from. And I'm like, yeah, you need those big dudes up in there. They said they could take it on, and I like the fact that we have Idris Elba a part of it. And they also said that so I think the other guy, what was his name? 'Cause now they're saying previously seen in films like Wrath of Man and The Beekeeper, as well as Netflix hit series Supercell, Attar's upcoming slate includes roles in Guy Ritchie's action drama In the Grey opposite Henry Cavill, Isaac Gonzalez, and Jake Gyllenhaal, as well as the whodunit Murder at the Embassy. Is that the Murder at the Orient Express? Is that their next sequel? Because I know they were making another one. Don't even get me started on that one with dry ass Gal Gadot and her horrible acting. But I like The Beekeeper. Wrath of Man was good. So he was in two Jason Statham movies. And I'm like, why don't I remember him? But I do remember Supercell because Supercell is really good. I don't know if anybody's been watching that. That's like when it comes with black people with superpowers. It's on Netflix. So if y'all get a chance to watch that, definitely check it out. But yeah, so that's what we have on He-Man so far. I'm excited to see this upcoming He-Man movie. As you already know how excited I am because, as a kid that grew up with He-Man. And yeah, 1982, I was like an infant when that damn movie came out. So, I mean, when the original He-Man series and all that other stuff came out. So it wasn't until years later because they said it was in syndication. So with it being in syndication, it was always going to be a rotation on the Saturday morning cartoon circuit. So as many times I've seen them cartoons, it was relatively new to me. And then we had the movie that came out, I think, in '88 or something with Dolph Lundgren. And then, of course, years later, we still had iterations of Masters of the Universe, including Netflix even had a series and stuff up there, and I watched that as well. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? Are you guys excited to hear this news about Jared Leto coming in as Skeletor? Now, don't and I should have mentioned this, but I mentioned it now. I'm not really a big fan of Jared Leto. He kind of can be annoying a lot of times. We try to do these pranky things to people on sets. I'm like, you're annoying with that. And I hate when I always hear a story because they always try to make them sound like they're cool. Like, oh yeah, I'm so cool because I put a rat in this person's bag and I gave it to them. It's like it just comes across as pretentious Hollywood stupidity. And so yeah, so I'm excited to hear that he's playing the villain because I'm like, yeah, it makes sense that they would pick a Jared Leto and he's gonna eat up the screen, of course, with his over the topness of playing Skeletor. I'm gonna try to go in with an open mind and not compare him to Frank Langella because that's the only one that we have that we can compare it off of. But like I said, I'm really excited to see this film, and 2026 can get here fast enough. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.